Hey guys, KFFootballSmashers.com, and this is our review for eFootball PES 2020.
Plays it over to the other flank. Done very well to intervene.
Well, both sides might have to settle for a draw here, although there's still a chance for one last fling.
Has a pop! Yes, he's done it! And that's got to be it! That has got to be it!
To reiterate what was stated in my Master League review, I am a big fan of the Pro Evolution Soccer franchise, and I've got a good relationship with the team at Konami responsible for the game. This is not to say that I won't do my due diligence to be as ethical with this review as I do with others, it's just to make you fully aware that I may have some biases. As always, I recommend getting a second and third opinion whenever watching any of my reviews. With that out of the way, let's jump right into it and talk about eFootball PES 2020. eFootball PES 2020 is the latest entry in the Pro Evolution Soccer franchise. The eFootball addition to the name is Konami's way of expressing their dedication to the esports aspects surrounding the game. Modes like Matchday clearly reiterate that intent, and with new and old partner clubs having their own esports teams, we'll likely see more and more growth in the PES esports scene. As noted in my Master League review, which you should check if you want more details on that mode, PES has seen its most significant changes in the quality of life department. The main menu is clearer with all tabs fitting on the screen at the same time, as well as moving most of the modes on the other tabs. This sees tournament and other local multiplayer modes under a single menu, while Matchday and other online modes sit under a similar menu. Speaking of Matchday, this new online multiplayer mode sees players competing for a particular team for MyClub rewards and the glory of season victory for their team. How this works is by adding the total amount of wins from each player onto a side of their choice and comparing them. As I see it, the mode is a good incentive to get players playing online. There's even a MyClub implementation which allows the use of MyClub teams for some matches. However, despite me liking MyClub, I don't think it's a mode for everyone. It being a mode with loot style microtransactions makes it not suitable for some users. Personally, I don't find the implementation in MyClub to be too egregious since I've played it over the past 2 years without spending a dime or having to put in ridiculous hours to get players I wanted, but I am a special case. I'm an individual with enough self-control to not use my money in such a way. I don't believe kids and some other adults are capable of that. So, for that reason, even if the game has a PEGI 3 or E for everyone rating, I won't recommend it for anyone who is not an adult capable of properly managing their money or without appropriate supervision to prevent excessive spending. For those responsible enough, MyClub and Matchday can really be fun. In my first Matchday match, I represented France and lost due to disconnection to the servers. Then in my first MyClub, I lost again 3-1, and in both cases, I was rewarded well enough for my time. And that's the thing. That's why I said before that I don't think the microtransactions in this game are too egregious. It's because of things like that. The game constantly keeps rewarding you with rewards to improve your team, and in previous years this happened across the entire season of the game, so there was no feeling of needing to spend yourself into poverty just to get what you wanted. So far it seems to be much of the same, and I like that. If ever it pushes the limits like other games, I'll just ditch the mode and focus on Master League exclusively. On a lighter note, MyClub has also seen some improvements like the base level of players being 1 and not 30. This means when you get a new player, they will all be at their current baseline capabilities and can be leveled up further to surpass that level as you play. This is a big step in the right direction to prevent users from becoming overwhelmed with the task of training players just to get them at their base level. National team players have also been added as featured players in line with the acquisition of the UEFA Euros 2020 license. As for the presentation of player stats, it has also been improved this year. Now we have more information readily available about the players on the screen without having to click on them. Clicking on a player seamlessly transitions to show more information about that player without having to load into anything. This was a huge surprise for me, and I hope this is the direction the devs continue in when designing menus for the game in the future. Less loading screens and more information neatly on a single screen is always a plus in this day and age. Visual aesthetics mean a lot to people. It's a reason we like RGB on our PC, or in the case of PES, new kits and player face models. With MyClub now having new special 3rd and 4th kits, users will find more ways to appease their visual desires in this mode. As for the rest of MyClub, it has remained mostly unchanged from the previous game. You can still trade duplicate players like last year, play ranked matches, compete in special tournaments, level up players, play co-op or against a friend, and also against AI-controlled cloud-save teams. In MyClub, players are still ranked from white to black ball levels, with white ball players being the lowest ranked and black ball players being among the best. This ranking system is useful, but keep in mind that some players may be ranked low, but they may have very high potential to level up to even higher levels than some of the highest ranked players. The scouting system is just as it was before, and so are most of the agents. I have noticed no limits on some premium currency agents, so be aware of that, as the limits was something I praised the previous entries for. I won't get into any more details on this mode, but if you'd like more, then feel free to subscribe to my dedicated PES channel here on YouTube for streams, tutorials and more. A link will be provided in the description and pinned comment for your convenience. Back to the topic at hand, eFootball PES 2020 has gained even more licenses this year, including the aforementioned UEFA Euros 2020, which will be fully added into the game via an update during the second quarter of 2020 and will include over 50 fully licensed national teams. The game also includes the addition of more leagues, inclusive of the fully licensed Serie A and Brazilian 2nd Division, and unlicensed version of the Spanish and Italian 2nd Divisions. Konami has also acquired 3 massive licenses in the form of Manchester United, FC Bayern Munich, and also an exclusive license deal with Juventus. This means these teams will receive fully detailed recreations of their stadiums and players in the game. Oh, and they don't just end there. Konami has gone on record that they will be announcing even more partnerships and licenses for the game. I'm holding my fingers crossed for the J-League and maybe a North American League, but you never know. For those wondering how to get kits for unlicensed teams, you'll need to get the option files. These option files can be found by simply searching for them in Google, but I recommend PES World as the best place to get them and PES Universe as an alternative. Keep in mind PES World's option files are free and PES Universe requires payment. Finally, the most important thing about the game and the reason most of us choose PES over its competitor, the gameplay. This year they've added more animations and detail to the game in the visual department so as to have a more authentic look to the game. But even more so, the feel of the game has been improved a lot. It's amazing how much inclusion of new animations such as the new ball trapping system can add to the experience of playing the game. PES has always had great physics and mechanics for how players react while on and off the ball, and these animations improve upon that. Personally, you won't even need to do anything special to see them. It all depends on the player's personal style, stats, and also the situation that they're in. This also affects passing and shooting accuracy. A player who is off balance may play a bad pass or vastly miss his shot. And these changes are not just represented in attacking. Defenders have also improved in the way in which they approach situations. Some may stretch a leg behind them or use their head to stop a shot or pass. These make for more realistic challenges and situations. There's even tactical fouls. eFootball PES 2020 also has a feature that a lot of people may not notice. That feature being a feature that allows the players that are around the player on the ball to react to that player depending on some character special traits. A good example of this is that teammates may back away from a player who is capable of dribbling into space. With all these improvements, along with the new finesse dribbling, which I'm still learning, this year's game feels and looks better than last year's in motion.
Hazard! Oh, taken with style. And with that goal comes comfort.
Oh, before I forget, Become a Legend has not changed at all. If you play that mode alone, then skip it this year. The only difference I've noticed is that it uses the same menu as Master League this year, and that's about it.
Tries to get it clear. He's had that put on a play.
And the shot! Oh, taken with style.
So, with all that I've had to say so far about this game, here's my final verdict. Sometimes it's the little things that make the biggest differences, and eFootball PES 2020 is a perfect example of that. From a first impression point of view, the game doesn't seem to have been a big improvement on last year's game, but then you play it, and you play it some more, and you experience for yourself what is truly an authentic recreation of the real game. If you're looking for a great football game, keeping in mind that one of the modes does include loot style microtransactions, then eFootball PES 2020 is the best option for you this year. Thank you very much for watching our review of eFootball PES 2020. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to leave us a like and a comment in the comment section below. And if you'd like to see more like this from us, then make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you'll always know when we put up new content.